All right, I had to move to a different area just because it's not really set up to film. This area is a little nicer. I've got a little bit more room to work and film. So like I said before with the drawing, I'm going to start in the center of each petal and then move either one direction and then center back the other direction. So I'll go ahead and do that now. This little guy is not the biggest hammer I have, but it's perfect for this. Cross peen, I've taken a file, I've rounded those edges out so they're not real sharp. It's not going to leave a real sharp texture in there. And then this is perfect for just line texturing. So I'm going to go right down the center, all the way to the middle. And then once I have that, I'm going to fan out. And I'm just moving the metal with my hands. And then I'll fan back the other direction. And that one looks good. And as you hammer each of the individual petals, you're going to end up kind of more this area. But I wouldn't worry too much about the middle because you're going to use a dapping punch to take care of that later on. I'll go ahead and finish up these guys. I'm using my fingers to move the metal back and forth versus moving my hammer. That way my hammer strikes are very, very much the same each time, and it's the metal that I'm moving with my fingers on the anvil. In case you're wondering, this does result in you hitting your fingers as you're beginning, and eventually learning occurs and you stop hitting your fingers with the hammer. All right, finish this up. I'm not hitting hard, just letting the hammer do most of the work. Think of it kind of like a woodpecker. Just tap, 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 tap. Okay, move on. Fanning out, fanning back. And the last one. Okay, that is the first texture. And I have not annealed yet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lining punch, find my narrow side. So there's my narrow. This side's a little thicker. So I'll take this narrow side onto the center of the flower. And the first one I'm going to want to make sure I align. That's going to be your point for everything else. So I'm going to tip my punch back. I'm going to drive it in, and then as I'm driving with the hammer, I'm going to rotate the punch towards me. And that kind of helps make a defined line. Make sure I'm right. All right, here we go. Okay, I have a line started. I can always go back and redo it. Make it deeper. There's line 2. There's line 3. Got a little off center there. I'm going to start again. looks like the last one. And then I'm gonna go back and just clean it up a little bit. Okay, and let's see if I can look in the camera and show this. So basically that's my texture. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move to a wood anvil. And the wood's going to allow the metal below where the texturing is to move without actually affecting the texture of the flower. So if I hammered on the hard anvil and started to dap these down so that it would cup, I would end up removing the texture that I just did on this side. But if I use a wood or a rubber anvil, like a hockey puck or something like that, then I'm going to eliminate that texture from going away. So I'll cut off for now, and then I will come back with a wood anvil.